Hello all, welcome to 100x Commerce. Today I'll be taking you through 8 markers very important questions. So these questions already we have received from the board, and I'll also take you all through the key answers. Very important 8 marker questions. So let's see. Sneha here, your commerce lecturer. So let's not delay and get started for the day. So coming to the today's topic in business studies, as you all know, your section D will be the 8 marker questions, right? So we already know that in section D, we have to attempt compulsorily the 8 marker questions. 3 questions you have to attempt and you will be scoring 24 marks from this section alone. So marks wise weightage is also more, plus the answers will be, I have explained in a very easy context to you all. So let's not delay and get started for the session. So coming to the 8 markers question now. So from which all chapters there are chances that we are going to surely get 8 marker questions. Okay, so these all are the 100% only from these chapters you all are going to get, not from any other chapters. Okay, so starting with chapter 1, nature and significance of management, chapter number 5, that is organizing, chapter 6, staffing, chapter 7, directing, and chapter number 10 is marketing management. So only from these chapters you will be getting the 8 marker question as a whole. So coming to the next one, so let's assume some general instructions which we have to follow in order to write the 8 marker questions. So basically, totally for you all 5 questions will be asked. In the section D, you have to answer any 3. Correct? So now totally 5 questions will be there, out of which you will be answering 3. It means you have the choice here for 2 chapters. So even if you just prepare 3 chapters for 8 marker questions, it is more than enough to score out of 4, that is 24 out of 24. So now the question arises how to get full 8 marks for these answers. So basically you have to write introduction and conclusion for all the answers in order to get 8 marks. Then how much content to write for a 8 marker answers? So minimum you have to answer up to 25 sentences, that is 2.5 pages. So I'll get you all some answer booklets which they have got out of out, that is Centum, and basically I would like to show you those answer scripts, so you'll have an idea like how to present for the 8 marker questions. And as I told, you can pick any 3 chapters from the above mentioned list, that is from nature and significance of management, it might be organizing, staffing, directing, and marketing management. So out of these 5 chapters, you can actually pick only 3 chapters, be perfect with only those questions, and prepare yourself to face the board exams and even your upcoming preparatory exams. So basically now we have a format of answering, right? So there is a certain format to answer. First is you have to write the introduction. For any answer it might be, writing introduction is very important, followed by explanation, and then comes your conclusion. Yeah, so introduction in the sense you have to write the meaning of the particular question that is asked, particular terminology, whatever they have asked the question based on, the meaning of that itself will be the introduction here. So for example, ಈಗ characteristics of management ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು characteristics ನ ಬರಿಬೇಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ನು ಒಂದೊಂದಾಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರಡಕ್ಷನ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್, ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ನ ನೀವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 100% 8 out of 8 per answer you will be able to score. So let's see the important question chapter wise now. So coming to the first chapter, nature and Significance of management. So the first question itself, explain the characteristics of management. Already I told this question is very important. In the earlier classes also, in the model question paper also, this question has been appeared, right? So what is management? Management is nothing but art of getting things done with the help of others. So the same meaning you can write it in the exam, and followed by the characteristics one by one. So let's see what does the characteristics tells. So basically management is a goal oriented process. So goal oriented means what? Every particular business, every management has a certain objective to achieve. So it is a goal oriented process, and it is continuous process. So management is not something done only once, right? It is what? It is a continuous process. On the day-to-day activities also we can see the essence of management everywhere, and the process doesn't stop. Yeah, it always starts with planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling, and again the cycle would be continuing as the same. Then management is what? It is a dynamic function. Dynamic function means what? It will be ready to adapt for the external changes that is happening. Dynamic means something that is not rigid or something that is flexible in nature. So already we know we have lot of business environmental concepts, right? So these concepts are what? These will be directly affecting the management as a whole. So when any of the external factor changes, the management will be ready, the manager will be ready to adapt for the changes. Then next comes is management is multi-dimensional. Multi-dimensional means what? Management have various phases, correct? So management of work, management of people and management of operations. So these three are the main dimensions of the management. So in the workplace there is a effect of management or essence of management that is present. Management of people is related to something, your human resource management I can tell, and management of operation is the day-to-day activities, whatever the company does. In that also we can see the essence of management. So that is management of operation. Next one, management is all pervasive. Pervasive means what? Universal in nature. Yeah, so the key word to remember pervasive is nothing but universal. So management is that a concept which is present everywhere. Any kind of business you can see, whether the business is small, whether the business is big, or whether it is a school, hospital, everywhere we have the essence of or the effect of management. Next one, management is a group activity. Okay, everything cannot be just managed by a single individual person. It is completely what? It is a teamwork and it is a group activity. Next one is management is a intangible force. Intangible force means what? Basically the essence of management is not tangible in nature. We cannot actually see it, but the effect of management is always felt. Yeah, so this was all about your first important question from the first chapter. So moving on to the next one, this question was also asked in the model question paper, that is explain the objectives of management. So objective here refers to the goal. Yeah, so as a management, every management will be having multiple objectives, because in all the ways the company wants to prove itself as a best. So how do they prove? So in order to prove themselves as a best, the objectives of the management are broadly classified based on the nature into three different types. What are those? One is organizational objectives, then social objectives and personal objectives. So organizational objective is something very closely related with your business. Yes, first is every business, once it has been established, the management will strive very hard to survive in the market. That is survival. Because as we know, there is a lot of competition in the external world. Similar firms are there, competitors are there. Okay, so first thing is the management want to survive itself. So that is survival. Then next one is growth, profit. So now the company has been established. The more and more the sales will happen, definitely they will earn more and more profit. And once they start earning more and more profit, obviously what will happen? There will be growth and expansion also. Okay, so survival, growth and profit. Already this answer I have explained in the model question paper. SPG, this is the word that you can use to remember the answer clearly. Next one, coming to the social objective. So what is the social objective all about? So social objective is something related to society. Okay, so anything that is related to society, we can call it as what? We can call it as a social objective. Say for example now, providing employment opportunities to the people, protecting the environment, not polluting the environment. So these all are what? These are the social objectives. Coming to the personal objective. So personal objective in the sense, this objectives is directly and very, very closely related to the employee welfare. Okay, he has to be paid proper wages or salaries, proper designation is required for him, then a proper amount of training and developmental activities has to be given to the employees for their personal growth. So these are about the personal objectives. So one more question that we have from this chapter will be your coordination. So what is coordination? Explain the characteristics of coordination. So that question is also very, very important. And you have one more very important question, that is levels of management. Right, so we have top level, middle level and lower level management. You have to explain that as well if it is if at all that is asked in the question paper. Next one, moving on to the next chapter, that is organizing. So what do you mean by organizing, or define organizing and explain the importance of organizing, they asked. So organizing is a process wherein all the resources of the business are kept at a proper place or combined in a proper manner in order to achieve the organizational goals. Yeah, so this could be the meaning. Definition, again it's being given by multiple management experts. You can define organizing as per the definition that is being given. So coming to the importance, so I have created one particular word for you just to remember this answer. Our ABCDE square. So what is this? Our stands for optimum utilization of resources. Yes, organizing always aims at proper and optimum utilization or usage of all the kind of resources. All the kind of resources here refers to right from your human resource, then your raw materials, machines, everything. So everything will be utilized to the fullest so that any resources are not wasted. Next one, the word A stands for adaptation to change. So organization should be designed in such a way that any kind of changes that is happening in the external environment, we should be ready to accept for the changes. Yeah, so organization will always be ready to accept for the changes that is happening. Basically it is kind of a flexible in nature. Next one is benefits of specialization. One of the most prominent function of organizing is, we can see every department or every group activity will be specialized with something. Right, so it has a benefit of specialization. Say for example now, production department does only production, sales department is concerned only about the sales, advertising and promotional department is concerned only to make the advertisements and increase the sales. So in this way every department is given their work according to their specialization. Next one, organizing provides a clarity in work relation. So clarity in work relationship means what? So basically your authority and responsibility concept, that is delegation concept, is been defined properly with the help of organizing, like whom to report, from whom to accept the instructions, all that is clearly defined. Next one comes is development of personnel. So as we can see, in organizing, each and every person is being developed according to their own skills and talents for their personal growth. Next one, E stands for effective administration. So because of the concept of organizing, we can see overall effective administration that is being present in the management. And the concept of organizing also helps for the future expansion and the growth of the company, the overall growth and the expansion, or if they want to diversify the products, add on some departments to the existing organization, all that is possible because of the organizing concept. Okay. And the next, coming to what is decentralization, explain the importance. Yeah, so let's understand the meaning first. What is decentralization? So decentralization is nothing but distributing some authority even at the lowest level of the management. Okay, giving some small authorities to the subordinates itself, we call it as decentralization. So why it is important? See, in these kind of questions, for meaning you will be getting 2 marks, and for the remaining point 6 marks. So if you write along with explanation properly, definitely you can score 8 out of 8. So coming to the explanation part now, decentralization, already the meaning I have told, why it is important. So first of all, develops initiative among subordinates. Yes, so it will definitely help to create some kind of initiation among the people or the subordinates who are working. Then develops managerial talent for the future. Yes, so future managers or future supervisors can be taken from because of this decentralization, because some authority is given to the person, so in that way we will get to know like who is the best one. Next one, it will help in quick decision making. Yes, so because of the concept of decentralization, the decisions in the organization can be taken quickly without any disturbance to the top level managers. Next one, it gives a kind of relaxation or relieves the top level management to involve in the day-to-day activities. So the concept of decentralization is there, which means some things we will not go and approach the top level management. We can definitely decide on ourselves and take up the decision. Next, it facilitates growth. Yes, so definitely it will help for the overall development and growth of the company. And the last point tells us that there is a better control. Better control of what? Better control of overall all the activities of the business. So these are the very important points. So this you can just remember in one word, that is DIM, QR and FB. So DIM basically stands for develops initiative among subordinates and develops managerial talent. Q stands for quick decision making, R stands for relieve the top level management, F stands for facilitates growth, and B stands for better control. So this was all about your second answer from the organizing chapter. So let's go to the very important question from the organizing chapter, that is delegation. So now what is delegation? Explain its importance. So delegation is nothing but the transfer of authority to the particular individual subordinate. Yes, so delegating the work to the subordinates who are working, we call it as delegation. Simple. So why it is important? First of all, there is an effective management. Employees develop their thinking, their skills, their talent. Overall development of employees happens. It gives lot of motivation to the employees overall, like because if some extra work is being delegated, it is kind of a motivation to employees. Facilitation of growth, so as usual there is a overall growth and development that is happening. Then it shows the basis of management hierarchy, that is we can see that the work whenever it is being delegated, the hierarchy wise how it is being distributed, that also we can understand clearly with the help of delegation. Then there is better coordination, it means there is a proper synchronization between one department to another, and also there is lot of mutual understanding and coordination between the departments. The last one will be there is a quick decision making. Yes, so because of the concept of delegation, any kind of decisions that has to be taken, that can be taken very quickly on a quick basis. So these are the importance of delegation. So now we have a very shortcut to remember this, that is E square B square F MQ. So E square stands for effective management, employee development. B square stands for basis of management hierarchy, better coordination. F stands for facilitation of growth. M stands for motivation of employees, and Q stands for quick decision making. So I hope these shortcuts will be very helpful for you. So let's move on to the next chapter, very easy chapter and very important chapter I can tell, staffing. So staffing, the first question is explain different steps in selection process. Then or this question can also be asked in the form of your case study based question, that is nothing but your HOTS question. So you have to assume yourself as an HR manager of the company and explain various steps you would like to adopt in selection of employees. Okay, so the selection process always starts with what? A preliminary screening. Preliminary screening means what? It is a primary screening. Okay, so when any job vacancy is let out, we tend to get lot of applications, right? Some applications will be completely irrelevant. Yeah, so the irrelevant applications will be rejected then and there itself. Only the relevant applications will be taken forward. So that step we call it as a preliminary screening. Once after the preliminary screening is done, next comes a selection test. So now they are going to make sure, they are going to conduct certain tests in order to check the aptitude level, then interest of the particular individual person, then their proficiency by conducting various tests. So this question is also a 4-marker question for you. So the same sentences or the same content you can use over here: aptitude test, intelligence test, interest test, trait test, personality test. So various tests are being conducted. Once the test is over, the selected candidates will be going for an interview round. So what is this interview? Interview is nothing but it is a face-to-face communication between the employee and the employer. So in interviews they may ask certain questions related to the subject, experience, and some case study analysis will be given. Once after the interview is being cleared, next one is reference check. So basically they are going to check for from which reference the candidate has come and all of that. After that they are going to tell about their selection decision, whether the employee is being selected for the job or not. If he is selected, then the next step will be medical examination. So what is this medical examination? So whether the person is fit to perform the job or not. Okay, whether he has any medical issues regarding the health. So that will be examined properly. So if all the above steps are being passed, then comes the job offer. I mean, the company will be offering the job in the form of the appointment letter, that is your contract of employee, and the job offer usually it will be in the written format, in which all the job description, roles and responsibility, duties, everything will be written. Once he accepts the offer, then the contract of employment comes. That is, once the offer is been accepted by the employer, then he has to sign to the contract, and he will be allowed to take up the particular job in the organization. Okay. Next one, explain any 8 commonly used external sources of recruitment. Yes, so this is also one of the very important questions, I can tell, and this question is actually very easy a question which has been asked over the number of years. So basically here, external sources of recruitment will be your advertising in the newspaper, books, magazines, etc., or advertising on television, campus interview, then casual callers, your web publications, and web applications we have, employment exchange, labor contract, direct recruitment, and reference that is being taken from the other employees, that is recommendation of employees. So we have many types of external source of recruitment, so you can use any of these 8 points. Next one, coming to the explain the 4 methods of on-job and off-job training. So let's understand what is this on-the-job training. So on-the-job training is nothing but being at the workplace only, the person is going to learn about the job. Okay, say for example, now if anyone is being posted in the company, being in his campus, being in the work campus only, he will be learning the job slowly. So that is on job. Off job training in the sense, the selected employee will be sent to the different institution or a different location in order to learn the job. Once he learns the job, then he will again come and join back to the company. So these are the 2 methods of training. One is on job and one is off the job training. So let's see on the job training method. So I have picked 4 here. So you can just remember this context just by using this word, that is JACI. Job rotation, apprenticeship program, coaching, and internship training. So job rotation is nothing but changing the job of a particular individual person in the same company when they are going to change from one department to another department with the same pay scale, with the same duties and responsibility. We call it as a job rotation. So basically in job rotation, what happens? The employee will be learning something new. Yeah, he will be learning a new way of work or new methodology to perform the job. Then apprenticeship training will be basically used in case of the industries or manufacturing units, wherein there is a guide, a supervisor, or a person who will be training the other subordinate in order to perform the job. Next one comes is coaching. So coaching will be specially used for the professionals, especially the sportsmen and all. So there will be a coach who is going to guide and train the individual person to take up the task. Next one will be internship training. So internship training is also given for the professionalists like doctors, your chartered accountant, company secretaries, or cost accountants. So basically internship training is nothing but a person will be working under some firm in order to learn the particular job. Yeah. Next one, off the job training, any 4. So this you can remember by this word, that is FCVC. So first F stands for films. So films are like designated videos which will be created so that they give a proper information about the particular job that the person has to take. Okay. Then C stands for classroom lectures. So we have multiple classroom lectures that will be given for a newly joined employee regarding the job, how to perform it. Like it is just like attending a seminar or a classroom teaching. Next one is case study. So case study in the sense they will be given a particular case they have to analyze the case, draw the drawings, and they have to think in the most innovative manner, come up with the solution for the problem that is given in the case study. So case studies will be given usually for the realistic jobs or the realistic approaches that they want to find. Next one is vestibule training. So this is the special method wherein basically a selected candidate will be given an artificial equipment or a tool wherein he will learn all the operations and then he will be placed on the real one. Say for example, for pilots, your metro pilots, we use this method of training. So all at once they will not be placed to run the plane or a metro. First they will be running it on the artificial environment using some videos or any other things in the institutions. Once they are really perfect with, then they will definitely come and join back. The next question in the same chapter will be explain various steps followed in staffing process. So now staffing is different, selection is different. So staffing process here, so basically what are the steps that is involved over here is, first one is estimating the manpower requirement. So the first step comes is manpower requirement. Yeah, how many people you need at a workplace, that estimation should be there. Next comes is recruitment or recruiting. So what does recruitment mean? So basically recruitment is nothing but attracting a prospective employee and stimulating him to apply for the necessary job that is vacant in your organization. So this process we call it as recruitment. Yeah. Next one comes is selection. So selection will be done based on various tests. Already you know that selection process. So the selection will happen. Next thing that comes is placement and orientation. That is, once the selected employee is there, he will be placed at a proper location or a office and they are going to give him all the necessary information about the workplace. And orientation or induction is all about familiarizing the selected candidates along with the rules and regulations that is necessary. Next one will be training and development. So already we saw some points regarding training, right? On the job, off the top training, wherein he will actually learn the work much more better. And after that, the next step comes is regarding performance appraisal. So the performance of an individual person will always be evaluated based on how he is going to perform. So based on that, there will be some part of compensation given to him, or the promotion or career planning will be done based on how he or she will be performing the particular job. So this question is also very, very important. So this question you can just remember like this, that is CRISP PPT. Yeah, so using this word you can remember the entire answer, but as they have asked, explain the step in staffing process, make sure you are going to write it in the sequence itself. So the next one, coming to the next lesson, that is directing. Yeah, so the first very important question which they might ask in the exams will be regarding principles of directing. That is, what are the different principles of directing. So basically now directing is, as we know, directing is one of the most important function of the management, which will basically influence the overall behavior of the employees. So the first principle tells us that appropriateness of directing techniques. So we have different techniques of directing, right? Leadership, motivation, supervision, communication, all these are different techniques. So at what particular point of time, which technique the person has to use, that is the supervisor or the manager has to use, that should be known to that individual. Next one comes is managerial communication. Yes, so there is always something to communicate from the side of management, that is managerial communication. Then in directing we use of even informal organization. It's not always formal. Sometimes we do use informal way of communicating the people, convincing them, motivating them, guiding them, etc. Next one is leadership. So we have again different styles of leadership like autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire. So according to the situation, the principles of leadership is also being used. Then minimum individual contribution. So every person in the whole management has to contribute himself according to his capacity and skills. The next one comes is harmony of objectives. So harmony here refers to happiness. So basically in the environment there should be some peacefulness or some happiness so that the objectives can be achieved very easily. Next is unity of command. So unity of command is nothing but every single individual cannot command. So a single person will be having a authority to command over the others. And next one will be follow through. That is continuous evaluation is required, continuous feedback is required. Okay, so that is about the follow through. Next one we have explain any 4 financial incentives and non-financial incentives. Okay, so this topic will be coming under motivation topic, I can tell. So what are these financial incentives? So incentives, first of all, let's understand the meaning of incentive here. So incentive is nothing but anything that is paid over and above the normal salary of the individual person. Yeah, so this we call it as a incentive. So incentives can be given in monetary terms also and non-monetary terms also. So here, which are the monetary terms in which we can give the incentives is, first one will be bonus. That is any amount, extra amount that is paid to the employee by the employer over and above the salary, we call it as a bonus. Next one comes is profit sharing. Some part of profit will be even shared with the employees, that is profit sharing. Then pay and allowances. So apart from paying the normal salary, some house rent allowance will be given, traveling allowance will be given. So these are what? These are the extra benefits that is given to the employees in terms of money. Next one will be retirement benefit. So now everyone wants to have a very secured life. So what after the age of 60? So now some retirement benefits has to be given like a provident fund, gratuity, etc. Next one is co-partnership. So co-partnership is nothing but making an employee act as a partner in the particular company, giving him some share of extra profits if any. Okay, so any 4 points you can write. So you can just remember this 4 points in this short form, that is BP square R. So B stands for bonus, P square stands for profit sharing, and pay and allowances, R stands for retirement benefit. Next one, moving on to the non-financial incentives. So basically non-financial incentives, here any of the incentive is not expressed in terms of money or not paid in terms of money, I can tell. Say for example, now your status, yes, a particular designation that is given to the person, or a status, a respect that is given to the individual person, so that is a non-financial incentive. Then job security. So everyone wants to have a very secured income. So some amount of job security the company has to definitely give to the employees so that they feel very secure and safe and they don't leave the company all of a sudden. Then job enrichment. So job enrichment is a process wherein you are going to actually increase the skill of the particular individual by giving him the new ways to learn the job. Yeah. Then employee participation. So employee participation in the sense like every employee will be given a right to participate in the overall management activities. Okay. The next question is, suggest any 8 suitable measure to improve the communication effectiveness. So now in order to make the communication process more effective in nature, so what are the suitable measures that we follow. So this question can also be asked in the form of a case study for you. So first thing is there should be clarity of ideas before communicating something to someone. That kind of confused state of mind should not be there. Then convey the things that will actually help to the listener. Yeah, so the sender should make sure that whatever he is conveying, right, whatever he is conveying, that will definitely help to the listener who is there. Next one is consult before communicating. Yeah, he has to take the opinion of the others before communicating. So communicating something to someone, so that opinion matters a lot. Then communicate according to the needs of the receiver. So whatever the receiver needs, wants are there, according to that only the communication has to be done. And communication should be in the present and for the future. It should never be of the past. So we should always think about the present and the future of the perspectives. Next one is the ensure there is a proper feedback. Yes, a proper feedback has to be collected or taken from each and every individual in order to make the things proper. Next one is follow-up communication. That is basically they should make sure that a proper feedback is taken on proper time. Following up of communication is also very, very important. Next one is be a good listener. So be a good listener in the sense, until and unless the communication is not completed, the receiver should not speak in between. So first listening is always very important. And while communicating, one should be aware of the language, tone and what content of message they are giving. Yes, any words that is not advised to use should not be used. Yes, so the next one comes again the very important and the very easiest question I can tell. Draw a need diagram of Maslow's hierarchy needs. So here, as we know, Maslow has given the theory of hierarchy, that is need theory we can tell. So according to him, the human needs are being classified into 5 different needs, which comes in a hierarchy wise, starting with your physiological needs. So physiological needs, in the sense these are very, very basic need, like food, shelter and clothing, that's all. Okay, once he achieves that, the next he will be aiming for a safety need. So now he want to have a very secured life, a very safe life. So what he will do, he will go in form of health cautious, well-being. Then he will search a proper job which can fetch him more and more financial incentives, okay, or earning as a part. So that is safety need. Next one that comes is love and belonging need, or it is all regarding the social connection, family, friendship, community, all this. Next one is esteem need. So esteem need is regarding the proper recognition and respect that we are going to get in the society. So this will all be about your self-respect, confidence, then the reputation that the person has in the society, or if he has achieved something more, his recognition, all that. Next one will be self-acquisition. So self-acquisition is the highest of all the needs we can tell, wherein this is realizing one's potentiality to the fullest. So this involves about creativity, personal growth, his moral development, and what he actually wanted to be in one's life. So this is about the need of hierarchy. So we are on the last chapter of the 8-marker question, that is marketing management. First question is, explain 8 functions of marketing. So standardization of goods, grading the goods according to the quality, packing them, labeling them, branding, customer support service, pricing of the product, then promotion, physical distribution, transportation, storage and warehousing. So these are the very important functions of marketing. Then next comes is what is pricing? Explain in brief the factors affecting the price determination. Or sometimes this question also will be asked as a HOTS question, that is, as a publisher you have published a new book on the particular subject called as marketing management. So how will you determine the price of this book and what are the factors affecting the pricing decision? So first let's understand what is this pricing. So pricing is nothing but fixing, it is the process of fixing the value that the manufacturer will receive whenever he is exchanging any good or a service. So this basically includes the manufacturer cost, his profit margin and everything. So pricing involves the costing of the particular product along with some profit margin that is there. So what are the factors that is affecting the pricing decisions will be? First one is product cost. So how much amount of money that is incurred to produce something, that we call it as a product cost. Then based on usages and based on the market demand also, basically we can actually predict about the prices. So already you all know, I think in economics this point you have already learnt, right? So more the demand, less the price, correct? Less the demand, more the price. So according to that market conditions, the demand and supply forces also, price will definitely change. Then what level of competition that is there in the market, based on that also price fluctuations or setting of the price will be changing. Then government rules and legal regulations that are there in the country. According to the political system, government rules, regulation, taxation policies, all this also will be affecting the prices. Like say for example, now if GST changes, GST slab changes, definitely what will happen? There will be change in the prices of the product, simple. Then pricing objectives. See, some companies will be aiming just to like keep a small price initially and then increase it, or some people will come to the market with the intention of earning profits itself. So based on the pricing objective of the company also, the price determination is going to change. Then next one will be what marketing methods are used. So what marketing methods in the sense, say for example, whether they are going for personal selling, advertising, based on that also the price determination will definitely change. Because if they have spent a lot of money on advertising, definitely the products will be much more costlier. If they are going to ignore this advertising concept and if they are basically based only on publicity, then definitely the products will have a lesser price. So this was about the answer. Next one, difference between advertising and personal selling. So as we already know, advertising is it is in the form of a sponsorship, and the messages are designed in a very standard manner, but in case of publicity it is just a mouth-to-mouth communication. And in advertising there is a sponsorer, identified sponsor is there, who will be either a company or a brand name. But in case of publicity there is no any sponsorer, the communication happens from one person to another person, just by face to face or mouth to mouth communication is happening. So here in case of advertising, the company has a complete control over the content, message and how the coverage of the message is there, like whom to reach, which audience to reach, which media to use. But in case of publicity, what is happening? As I told, it is just a mouth to mouth communication. Here sometimes we can see that it is just all about the repeated message that is there, or it is all about the personalized experience that the person got by using the particular product. And advertising can be scheduled multiple number of times, but publicity cannot be scheduled. Then the main intention of advertising is to create a favorable impression about the company and about the product, which will help them to increase the sales. In case of publicity, the company cannot actually make sure that they will definitely come and buy. Yeah, because sometimes some publicities are negative and some are positive also. So it is completely based on the person and based on the communicator who will take. Then creditability, in case of advertising it is usually low, but in case of publicity it is always more. Why? Because it is a mouth to mouth communication that is happening. Okay, so these are the very three important questions from this chapter. So now, yes, so thank you for watching this video, and in the next upcoming sessions I'll be coming with the 4 marker important questions for you. So that's it for today. So stay tuned. Please try to keep watching the videos, and also encourage your friends and other members who can make usage of this. Thank you all.